Simone pulled up Tracy's website and browsed through every page again, the same as she'd done at least 10 other times since arriving home this evening. When she clicked on her bio page again, she studied the fuchsia silk blouse Tracy wore and her official author photo. It was interesting because earlier at the hair salon, Tracy had been wearing a fuchsia sweater, which meant she obviously had a strong love for this particular color. Simone had never worn much fuchsia or hot pink, but it was actually more beautiful than she'd realized, so she opened another Google window and searched the words women's fuchsia blouses. She ended up buying the fuchsia blouse, y'all. Looked exactly like it. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you for stopping by my channel once again. My glasses have such a glare that you can literally see that I'm looking at a light, at a ring light. But if you guys don't care, then we can make that work. We're gonna try it this way. If my glare gets too bad, I would take off my glasses, but I like seeing. So first, I do want to thank Seiko for sponsoring this video. Just kidding. Seiko actually sent I Want a giveaway, and it was this clutch that is made in India, handmade in India, that they were giving away on their Instagram, Seiko, S-S-E-K-O, which was very interesting because I never won anything. But basically, they use fashion to create opportunity and community for women globally. So what I ended up getting was this clutch for free, which runs to be a lot of money. And also I got a $100 gift card to spend with them. So I ended up getting these sandals. Actually, they look very similar to these right here, and tan. And so basically they go across the US. They provide every sale contributes towards college scholarships for Uganda's brightest young women and dignified employment for women of all walks of life at the factory in Uganda. And our story and impact started in Uganda, and today Seiko has grown to partner with artisans around the world. So they basically employ a lot of women from Uganda, not like a lot, but a nice handful, to work with them in the factory, a small factory, to produce these sandals that I actually have, which I will show you. This is for the sandals. There was a card that came with this satchel, this clutch, that talked about their education system in India and how each bag goes to a purchase or a scholarship for them. Let me go grab my sandals. Usually don't buy leather in the sense of the vegan activism part of me likes to make sure that I'm buying vegan products 100%. But with these, I did not. Genuine handmade sandals. These roughly ran for about $70. I got them for free because I had a $100 gift card. I also got this cute little scarf that I have on my head from Seiko. Okay, now what you came here for. I finished this book about 2 days. 2 days. I gave myself a week. I finished it in 2 days. So what I have to say is this. If you don't remember why I chose this book, you can go back to my other video. I'll put it somewhere up top here or down here, whatever one. I just want to say that this was so interesting because I think we all start, I think there's a difference between mimicking. The book is called CopyCat. The thing is, there's a difference between being a copycat and completely, there's a difference between inspiration and copycat. Now, a lot of people get inspiration from things and they take little bits and pieces to create their own masterpiece. That's kind of how art is in the first place. I mean, you have to think about how many times that Prince gets sampled or tried to get sampled, or how many times Earth, Wind, and Fire gets sampled and created whole other songs. I mean, listen to half of Kirk Franklin's albums. But at the end of the day, this lady literally wanted to be the author that she admired. Now, Tracy Calloway Cole was the author in this book, was stationed, residing in, what is it called? Mitchell, Illinois? I know it was Mitchell. Simone, she admired this author so much, and they ended up meeting at a hair salon. She started to do and see things and go to their website and started seeing blouses that she was wearing or shoes or cars she was driving and started buying exact replicas of what this woman was doing or wearing or writing. And Simone actually was an author. Tracy was actually helping Simone after they built a little kinship, trying to help her publish her book and get her in touch with editors, which is like an unpublished author's dreams. I know because I'm an unpublished author. What ends up happening is that she becomes so much like her. She ends up being she even changes her hair from short to long to look like her. She wore makeup like her and a shade that wasn't even hers, just to be like this woman because she had everything that she wanted. Simone's husband got wind of it. He put her on blast in front of Tracy, which was like, ooh, it was crazy. Her family, Tracy's family, was actually trying to warn her, like, you should not be dealing with this woman. Like, she's not your friend. She's just like that last girl that tried to steal your identity. And they were right. Simone ultimately ended up having like a nervous breakdown and ended up going to therapy. Now, at the end of the book, Kimberla asks some questions like, do you think that she's actually going to get help when it comes to Simone after dealing with Prince? Now she acts like she don't know nobody. But ultimately, she supposedly went to counseling and started. I think that she thought that it was everybody else and it wasn't really her. But I think counseling is going to help her see herself. And it says, do you think that Simone actually is going to stop copying people, or do you think she's going to continue to do it? And in my conclusion, I think that Simone's going to end up being copied, and she's going to get a taste of her own medicine probably 10 times over. The plot thickened kind of quick because it's a short book, so you kind of got to give us the goods real quick. And Simone, I think, resembles a lot of people, me included, who find inspiration from other people and their works. And sometimes, they say that mimicry is flattery, but when does it become too much? For me, I think that I do find inspiration from a lot of people in my life, and I love just working with the little bits and pieces that I can see that I'm like, you know what, that might fit well here. That might fit well here on my own stuff. And if it doesn't work, I'd be like, no, that doesn't work. But it's nice to try to see if you could, if you get it, what am I trying to say? It's nice to get inspiration from people, even if they don't realize they're your inspiration. And it's nice to be able to be like, you know what? I'm going to make this my own. Not in a sense where you're doing exactly what the other person is doing, but inspiration sometimes can create a completely different masterpiece with bits and pieces that look like someone else's. That's kind of how things just flow. That's art, in a sense. And to think that no one has ever copied you in some way or got inspired by something that you did in some way would not be living in reality. The thing is, you want people to be inspired by your work, and you don't want people to necessarily mimic your work. You don't want them to do exactly what you're doing. You don't want them to plagiarize you or anything like that. But you also don't want to be someone of no influence in a good way. What I don't understand is this heifer tried to get her husband to go to the church that Tracy went to because she really wanted to be Tracy, and told her husband that I just want to be going to church lately. I don't want to go to your church, the one you've been going to as a little boy. She wanted to go to Tracy Calloway Cole's church because Curtis Black, who is a famous pastor in the Curtis Black series that Kimberla Lassa Roby writes, I'm glad she mixed these two together. He was the reverend there, and she thought if she went there, then she could get in good with Tracy and basically be her. Of course, that's the whole point of the book. But what she didn't sign up for was the sermon that he was doing that day. And Pastor Black stepped to the side of the podium and said, so today I want to speak on the subject, pretending to be someone you're not and the ultimate consequences. A lot of people chuckled. Simone, of course, had no clue why, because she could never pretend to be something or someone she wasn't. As a matter of fact, if there were people who actually lived their lives that way, she felt sorry for them. All in all, it was a great book. I'll give this baby a... By the way, this was a bell my mom got me when she went to Mississippi. It actually has a Mississippi thingy-mabob on the front. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, we already know, we get our bullet journal, which I have not written in a long time. Let's see, books to read. We are here. We are going to write in CopyCat. I think I'll do it in the same color as the book. I'm going to give this book, I'm going to give it a happy face. Out of the 3 that I choose, I'm going to give it a happy face. And it might be biased because I really love her books. On to my next book that I will be reading. This book was a birthday gift from my older sister, Tiana. Love my sister. She sent this to me from Washington. It's from Target. I know, it's our favorite store. It's called The Family Upstairs, a novel. And it's by Lisa Jewell? I don't know. But don't worry about that. I was trying to get a thumbnail, you know, because you got to do that. Like, hold on. Let me just pose for a picture right quick. Soon after her 25th birthday, Libby Jones returns home from work to find the letter she's been waiting for her entire life. She rips it open with one driving thought: I'm finally going to know who I am. She learns not only the identity of her parents, but also that she is the sole inheritor of their abandoned mansion on the banks of the Thames in London. Thames in London, London's fashionable Chelsea neighborhood. The home, even in its I know the word. You don't know the word. Okay, the home, even in its dilapidated, state. Its dilapidated state is worth millions. Everything in Libby's life is about to change. What she doesn't know is that others have been waiting for this day as well, and although they've been in hiding, they are now heading her way. Nearly 25 years ago, police were called to 16 Cheyne Walk with reports of a baby crying. When they arrived, they found a healthy 10-month-old safe and sound in the upstairs bedroom. In the kitchen, 3 dead bodies, all dressed in black, were seemingly posed next to a hastily scrawled note. The 4 other children reported to live at Cheyne Walk were gone. And the family upstairs, the New York Times bestselling author of Then She Was Gone and master of bone-chilling suspense, delivers a powerful and propulsive story of 2 families living in a house with the darkest of secrets. That sounds actually really good. Who are you, Lisa? What? 17 novels? Wow. Yo, I can't wait to read this. I actually like suspense. I have this collection of well, not really collection. I have 2 books. Of the little cozy books. They're little tiny ones. One's like Classified as Murder, and the other one's Arsenic and Oat Cake. Classified as Murder is like a cat helping solve clues. I'm not going to tell you the rest because I don't have time for that. And y'all ain't got time for it. But I can't wait to read this. This will be my next book review, probably next month, because this is a 300-page book. Actually, I'll probably try to finish it by the end of July, because I am not going to be able to read this book once the first 3 weeks of August kick in. And I don't want to leave y'all hanging. So thank you for watching my channel. Please come back. Please subscribe. Please share. I love every single one of you that end up sharing and subscribing to me, because it really motivates me to want to do more videos. Okay, thank you for stopping by. Bye.
Just the other day, saw you looking my way. I start to contemplate moments that went to waste. Why you do that? You drop me like who that? And put me through that. But baby, it's useless. I'm living